Welcome to race 7. Oh, that's good. Race 7 here of BMG Automation Racing. This isn't actually the race, this is qualifying for the race on Thursday. So this is our track. It's a little bit hard to sort of show. Follow my mouse. Start line's over here. Come down. Where is start line? Alright, start line's just there. Come down here through this bit all the way along the front of the beach. Take a right up the hill through this short alleyway. Then we've got a couple of chicanes over the back here. Then come through a few houses. Down through this fast section. Up this massive hill. Back over here. Snakes its way back around to the start line. We'll quickly just come over here. This is our start line. Run into turn 1 is short. We turn left, then take a right, and we've got this straight all along this front. Bit of construction going on the right hand side, so cars have to stay to the left. Take a right here and head up the hill till here, where they've got to go left through this short, narrow alleyway all the way through here and take a right before entering the park. Up the hill left, then a right up past this church that's here. Up the hill another left and right chicane. This one's a right and then a left, and then we head over this bit of a jump. Cars get some air here, and depending how fast they're going, they actually sort of land about here. Then we take a right and head past all these houses through here. This section's quite slow. I've tried to modify the track to make them a bit fast, but it hasn't unfortunately worked. Take a right down this hill over the speed bump. Take a left and then start the fast section all the way through here. Take another left up this massive hill. Right at this tree. They get close to the tree but they don't hit it. Left up here gets narrow. They get very, very close to this pinky colour house here. Big drop. Then we come down another big drop, turning right for the last couple corners. Left, big drop. The cars exit this corner quite wide, which puts them on a bad line for this last corner, but that is one lap of this Streets of Italy track. It's a fantastic track, it really is. I haven't done any racing around here. I run the cars around the track, and we have a lap record of a 202.6 set by Porsche when I was coming up with this track. Now I need to fix this hot lapping thing. Do that quickly. Move it over here. Now I've done the reliability for the cars, and here it is. So fail majors, 4 cars have to have new engines, 2 cars fail minors, and the rest of the cars are all good. Volvo is a new car just for this race. Just confirm that I'm recording. Yep. So yeah, Volvo is starting its first race here at the Streets of Italy. But I guess we should probably get underway. So we'll click start, hot lapping, and we'll go random. So the cars get 1 lap from a standing start, and then they get a flying lap, and whichever the lap is best, the result gets taken from that. So we've got Renault starting off. So we're going to ride on board. Going to see just what this track's like. Comes through, just touches the curb on the left, on the right, sorry. Comes through here, following along the left hand side. Cars do a little bit of a right, then a left. Gets the apex nicely. Comes up the hill and turns in this really, really narrow set of alleyways. It's a great track, it really is. Hopefully the racing's going to be good on Thursday. Technically I normally do qualifying on the Wednesday before, but unfortunately can't do it tomorrow, so I'm doing it today, and the race will be on Thursday. Get some air over that jump. So our field has now grown to 12 cars. Still only have three teams in it, and the rest are sort of just AI teams. AI cars based on cars from the 1980s. But yeah, it's alright. Should be some good racing anyway. And this is the massive hill. Remember, most of these cars only have 2-speed gearboxes, apart from the Fife Racing car has a 3-speed gearbox. Oh, and he's lost it at the tree. He's lost it at the tree and hit the wall. Good thing that this is only his warm-up lap, but hopefully can pull it together for his quick lap. That was very close to the wall. So we'll just get the times up over here. So the interesting thing to note, Porsche has the lap record, and Porsche has been fast from all my tests, but both of their cars having a failure of some sort. So cars will start in this sort of an order. The fail majors will start last, the fail minors will start in front of the fail majors, and the ones that pass are like the top 6 that pass, they will be the top 6 no matter what the time is. So if the Volvo is the slowest car, the worst it can do is 6th position. If the Porsche number 3 down here is the fastest car, it doesn't matter, it's still going to have to start 4th last based on the reliability factor, and that's so that we get a little bit of a mix up in the field there. So obviously we know Renault here is one of the major fails, so it's going to have to start down the bottom somewhere. But it'll still be interesting to see its time. So it's set benchmark on the first lap of a 2:14.7. That was after it met the wall, just after the massive hill straight line section. It's been a relatively tidy lap so far over the speed bump. Still got that little bit of damage on the front, but up the hill, can it hold on to it this time at the tree? Up the hill, 124 km/h. And it's lost it even worse this time. It didn't hit the building, but it definitely lost it. And through all my tests, the Renault hasn't really shown any signs of losing it like that, but that's going to hurt its time and it's going to push it even further down. As it comes up to the line, switches off to disabled, and it posts a time of 2:14.703 as its fastest. So that is its quickest time. We'll reset it there, and we will pick another car to go out. I'm going to say we go with the Toyota now. So the times are going to get a little bit messy up the top, because this is going to record as a lap. So it records as a 34.766, which is the fastest lap, but it's not. So laps 4, 5 will be for the Toyota. This Toyota is obviously very, very similar to the Renault. In quite a lot of ways, it's similar shape. It's got a very similar engine. Often very close, but if we just check this, the Toyota passed the reliability test, so it'll be starting at least 2 spots higher than the Renault. That's an average. That's not a good time from the Renault, a 2:14. When I've been doing testing of this track, most of the cars have been posting somewhere in the region of a 2.7, like 2.6 to a 2.8. I suspect the Porsche is going to do under 2 minutes. like be about a minute 56 or so, but you know, it's one thing to be quick, it's another thing to have reliability, and that's why I brought in the reliability factor. Even I think the Porsche's reliability isn't too bad if I just load it up on my phone. Porsche's reliability is 44%, which isn't great. The highest, Fife Racing 54, Renault 54, and Phil is actually 55. This will be a decent benchmark time if it can hold it together up here at the top. Nicely through there, much better than the Renault for sure. Oh, might have just grabbed the building on the way down. Bit of a slide through that. And this is going to be actually a decent first lap. It's going to be a very good first lap. 2:04.766 on its first lap. It's good. So I said the Renault and the Toyota are very similar, but Toyota is obviously a lot more stable than the Renault, being able to get through that fast right-hander at the top of the straight. Gets into there nicely. This is obviously the flying lap. This lap should be faster. I don't know why the Renault's one wasn't, probably because it lost it, but this might be a good lap. This might be close to a 2:02 if it can get a good lap. Seeing the flying laps have been between half a second and 2 seconds of a lap, 2 seconds faster on the flying lap as opposed to the starting lap or the warm-up lap, whichever you'd like. That seemed a little bit slow. It's right on board the Toyota as we go up this straight. That was quite slow as well. Decent exit. Changes into second gear. So the Renault is hitting 120 kilometers an hour. Toyota is nowhere near as fast, but it manages to get through there quite well. You'll see up the top here just how close the cars get to the pink building there on the right. And this big drop, and the cars sort of slide through the corner. So this time's going to be sort of about the same for the Toyota. Comes across the line slightly slower. So we'll reset it, and the time for the number 25 Toyota is a 2:04.766. Takes pole position at the moment. That is actually a decent lap. So both of these laps that we've seen, cars have been half a second slower on their second lap, which is interesting. So now we've got first of the BMW cars, car number 8 for BMW passed the reliability, and the car 88 failed. So off we go with the number 88 BMW. I don't think I've really run the BMW around this track, in all honesty, actually. So this could be anything, I don't really know. Seems alright. It's in second gear for most of this track, I think. Looks like it's topping out on top speed quite early. Gets into there nicely, so yeah, it's interesting that the cars are going slower on their second lap. Don't know why those cars do sort of vary their line from lap to lap very slightly. But from all my testing that I've done, cars seem to get faster the more laps they do. But anyway, I have to see how the number 8 BMW goes and if it can beat that 204.766 set by the Toyota, which is only 2 seconds off the lap record at the moment. Obviously, this track has had a few tweaks since so the first lap record that I took was when I first got the track going, and then I've tweaked the lines a little bit so they take a bit smoother of a line and they can carry a bit more speed through the corner. This corner here was a major one. Up here was another one. At the end of the hill, they were trying to really slow down and take a corner quite sharp, but seems right now, yeah, this lap seems quite slow. So for reference, the Toyota was at about 2 minutes when it was coming into the second last corner. So this BMW is about 3.5 seconds off, and I think we're going to see that in a minute. So a 208.4, still not a bad lap, but if I could improve it into a 207 or even a 206, that would be really, really helpful for the BMW. It takes a bit wide of a line there. It doesn't use much road on the exit there either. And the BMW is quite wide around the corners. It's right on board. See how it goes through this really tight alleyway section. 32k the entry speed. Gets up to a top speed of 72 and exit speed of 27. It's quite slow. So, another thing, if anyone that watches this video wants to get involved in racing in this, having your car in this, all you've got to do is have the game automation, create a car. I'm going to make a video showing, you know, how all this system works and this racing series works and everything. All you got to do is make the car as per the specifications that the rest of us get. Send me the car file and your car's in. It's as simple as that. We do the same thing. Your car goes through qualifying, it gets its reliability factor, all that. I do all that. We race every Thursday. Qualifying's normally on a Wednesday, but you know, we're qualifying today. Coming up to the completion of the BMW's lap. That was it hit the wall there. This might be a little bit faster. Yes, a 207.8. 207.8. Was it 1-3? So that is currently second place for the BMW. And out now, I guess we'll put the other BMW. So this BMW had the major fault. And we're off. So the number 88 BMW is down here and the fail major. So time to beat for the fail major is the Renault 214.703. Currently sitting in third place, but will drop down quite significantly. So this BMW and the other BMW should pretty much match each other's times. It should be pretty close, but you never know. I could just do one of the cars and like just go, oh yeah, that's its time, it's good enough, but nah, might as well run both cars. So laps 10 and 11 up here in the center of the screen will be for the number 88 BMW. Also, I'd like to know what do you think of the car models that I've made? This is a obviously they're all rip-offs cars. The Renault is Renault R5. This BMW is just, don't actually know what the model is, but it's a 1980 BMW sedan. The Toyota is a Toyota AE71 Corolla. There's a Volvo coming up, which is a Volvo 850. My car's not based off any car, although it kind of looks a little bit like an XD Falcon. Adam's car is based off of I think it's GT8 car. Not entirely sure, but it's a McLaren of some description. And Phil's is not really based off anything either, I don't think, but this BMW sets a first lap of 208.11, which is 0.3 faster than the other BMW and only 0.3 off the other BMW's fastest lap. So if it can improve here, it might be sort of a mid 207, which would definitely be a little bit more helpful for it. Seems to be going alright so far. Definitely no mistakes, unlike the Renault. Quite unfortunate for the Renault to spin at the top of the hill twice. Hopefully they'll be able to sort of fix that by the race in 2 days. Across the speed hump at 1 minute 20, if we remember that as sort of a benchmark as well, just to compare to other cars. I should have actually set up different sectors around the track, but the hot lapping widget can be a little bit buggy sometimes. It doesn't always work 100%, so minute 50 up into the top of the hill. So this opening lap looked really good, but this one's not so great. I think this one's going to be slower. It's definitely going to be slower. So number 88 BMW will take a 208.110. And we will go on to our next car, whichever one that is in the order. So we got the McLaren number 4. Expect this car to go to the top of the timesheets. These cars of McLaren's have been very, very solid. If I just get up the championship results on my phone, I can talk about it. So this number 4 McLaren is equal second in the championship after a fantastic start. Unfortunately, it lost massive points last round when both of the McLarens didn't finish actually. But yeah, it's been leading for quite a long time, and the other McLaren is only 3 points behind this number 4 McLaren in third place. So the McLaren is going well, but lately Porsche have really, really been catching up. And things are going to start getting really tight as we go into this back half of the season. This is race 7. We've only got 10 rounds, so not a whole lot longer to go. So this car is about 4 seconds up on the BMW at the moment, which takes it to about a 204. Might be able to catch up a little bit more time. Very slow through that corner, but gained speed really fast. So max speed, still not as fast as the Renault. Renault was the fastest up the hill, but just could not hang on to it once it got to the top. Got a bit wide through the top corner. It's gonna be pretty good either way. So first lap benchmark for the number 4 McLaren is a 2:03.485. It goes to pole. Yes, it does, because it's in the past. The other McLaren's a minor fail. So currently sitting on pole, but it's still got its flying lap to go. Unfortunate for McLaren, and really, really unfortunate for Phil to have another major fail, another engine failure. He's got the most reliable car in the field, but has had the most issues with reliability out of everyone. And yeah, it's not something that we want, but it's part of the game, so it is what it is. Over the bit of a ski jump and into the right-hander. Goes through there perfectly. Past garbage bins. Nice around the corner. Uses all the track on the inside. So this is a good lap, and if we have a look at who's left to come, Fife Racing haven't been fast, really. Volvo, we don't know what Volvo's like. This is Volvo's first race, but this might be pole position lap if it can hang on to it. But even a 2:03.4 is a good lap. Oh, bit wide, turning it in, brushes the wall. Bit slow out of the final corner. It can only manage at 2:03.4. I reckon McLaren might be a little bit disappointed with that. I've seen them do a 2:02.485, but they're on pole position at the moment. But next up is the number 55 McLaren. We'll send this one on its way. So the number 55 McLaren is here in the minor fails, so the best that it can do is 7th position, unfortunately. We'll have to see how this one goes. Again, same car as the number 4 McLaren. Currently sits 3rd in the championship, only 2 points behind 2nd place, and only 7 points behind overall pole position. Oh, not pole position, leading. So that was very slow out of there. Grabs curbs nicely. It's going to be an interesting race. Obviously, Porsche are going to start back in the pack. We know this McLaren is going to be fast, and it's starting right in the middle. The start line is really short, so if you start a long way back at this track, you're around the last corner, and around the second last corner, actually, in fact. So, going to be interesting to see how that plays out as well. nicely up through the hill and around the corner. This car looks a little bit stiff, and McLaren have made 0 changes to any of their cars since race 1. But that is the fastest lap that we've seen today at 202.890. And let's just check the lap record. It is 0.27 off the lap record. .27 of a second off of the lap record. It could beat the lap record on this lap. Lap record is a 202.609. It's so close. All it needs is 2 more tenths and it'll have that lap record. It's not going to take pole position here. But it probably won't even keep the lap record depending on how well Porsche do, but it might just be able to get it for a little bit down through the speed bump, around the corner to the left. Up the straight. McLaren aren't the fastest up the straight, and once it selects second gear, it's really struggles to pick up any sort of speed, but the car's fast and it's faster than mine, so I can't really talk about that badly. That was wide through there, and I think that it's just done its chances of trying to beat the lap record, but it's going to be close. Comes across the line. How close do you want to be to the lap record at 202.672 for McLaren? Lap record 202.609. That is so close. 202.672. Second fastest lap that we've ever seen around this track. Next up, the Volvo. Brand new car, this one. And we're going to get to see it right now. So the Volvo 850 wagon, it's certainly interesting. I don't mind it, I reckon it looks alright. I spent probably an hour and a half last night fixing this car up after Phil created it. It was meant to be an Audi wagon, but I didn't know that at the time, and I thought, hey, this kind of looks like a Volvo. Let's make it a Volvo wagon, so I did. So far, it actually looks quite good. I've run it around here once last night, and I hadn't timed it, but it looked alright. Still looks not too bad, so... Massive boxer 6-cylinder engine. Doesn't produce much power. In fact, I think it's only like 127 kilowatts, but it's running quite nicely, and I don't think it's going to be enough to beat the McLaren, but at 203.485 is currently pole position. Second place stands at a 204.7, and third is a 207.8. You have to think the Volvo's sort of somewhere in that second or third. I don't know, we're going to get an indication in a minute when it comes across the line. Just manages to get it stopped, runs very, very wide. And comes across the line for a 207.03, so it's currently third, 8 tenths in front of the BMW, about 2.3 seconds down on the Toyota, so runs nice and narrow through there. Don't know that it's going to catch the Toyota unless it had a really bad first lap, and this lap's going to be great. But it's thereabouts. It's not bad. It's right on board with it through the alleys, and this car is certainly not small, so it's decent to get through there. Runs quite wide out of there. Up over the jump. Down the right-hander at the high rise. Hopefully anyone that's watching this, hopefully you like this track. It's I didn't design the map. The map was added into beamng by default during one of the updates. I'm not entirely sure which one. But I designed this map with the help of Phil, who will see his car up next. Yeah, it's a good track. I really like this track. This track was gonna be race 1 for this 1980 season, but couldn't get it right. The cars were doing all sorts of weird things. They were backtracking up parts that I didn't want them to, and it was just weird. So I've recently only just got it finished. It's good. I really love this track, but this time from the Volvo is actually going to be pretty good here. Like, it's really good. 205.72. No, 205.75. 205.750. That's a good lap and currently puts it in third position. So we've got 5 cars still to come. Who's up next? Phil. So, no one probably knows this, but Phil's team name is First. PHERST, Philip Hamilton Engineering Racing Team. It's such a pain to say in commentary, so I'm defaulting it back to just Phil or Philip Engineering, because I can't be bothered calling it First anymore, because it's annoying. So this car hasn't been real fast and hasn't had a lot of luck lately. Oh, it's hit the wall on the inside. It's just speared it over into the left. It's got damage on that front left corner. The headlights pointed down. That's not a good start. And this car's just way too loose for this street circuit. It was going not too bad last round at the test track until it got taken out again. I think this car's only finished 2 of the 6 races this season, and even then, it's been average results. Sitting right down the bottom in the standings on, I think, 16 points. If I just look. So Phil's one and only car is sitting equal 8th with the second Fife Racing car that's only done 2 or 3 rounds, I think. I think the second Fife Racing car's only done 2 rounds. Toyota's only done 2. Renault's only done 2. This is Volvo's first. Got up and through there quite nice, but still going to be a very, very slow lap, this one. So the number 92 had a major fail And Phil kind of runs risk of being completely last. He's hit the wall on the inside left there again. Whoops, that's the wrong button. So at 210.7. So it's faster than the Renault, slower than the BMW. He's hit the wall again. So he's not completely last. The Renault, I think, is going to be last. But this is certainly not ideal for Phil. I'll have to watch how the rest of this lap goes, but car didn't really want to seem to drive in second gear then. It was sort of really slow getting going. Got through there nicely this time. He might be able to jump. BMW here is at 208.1. 208.1, that's 2.6 seconds off, and we've seen the Volvo actually gained 1.3 seconds. So maybe not, but you never know. He didn't make any mistake going into the alleyway there. Also, if anyone's wondering, these silver circles are actually the strut tops for the front shock absorbers that push through the bonnet. For some reason, if you have a look at the back of it as well, you can see that's the back of that's the front of the engine. That's the crank and the belts. I don't know why, but that's how this car is. Oh, body was doing something weird then, shaking really weirdly. I think Phil might be about a second and a half up on this lap, and he got through there really well too. Hit the wall. Sparks coming from the left. And he's lost it. I think it might have possibly punctured a tyre on that left-hand side. Yes, it has. They punctured a tyre, hitting the wall. And that's what's happened. So, what am I doing? Press the right button. So, 210.719 for Phil. Unfortunately, punctures a tyre on that last lap when he was on for a good lap as well. So now we've got Porsche number 33. This one is just here. The best it can do is 7th if it can beat a 202.67. And to do that, it'd have to do a lap record, but already off to a flying start. Don't know why, but those rear guards should be a lot wider than they are. So this car kind of looks a little bit funny. I'll get that fixed by Thursday, but anyway, is what it is. I don't know that I actually fixed this one. I fixed the number 3, but so this also, just like the Volvo, has a big, like 5.5 litre flat 6 engine, and so the number 33 Porsche is currently coming 5th, but it hasn't done all the rounds. I think it's only done three rounds. It's already coming 5th, and Porsche are 2nd in the championship, trying to catch that 70-point lead that McLaren have. Lately, they've done really well. Finished a 1-2 in at the test track, and something's changed since the dirt race, or both the dirt races actually. After the dirt races, something's clicked, and these cars are fast. Especially here, we're going to see a lap time here of under 2 minutes. Don't know if we are with this car, but number 3, surely. Oh, perfectly through there. This is like a good 10 seconds up on anything at the moment. Nice and wide, doesn't brush the corner, and that's where Phil ran wide, hit the wall, and there we go, new lap record, 156.922 on the standard stopped start. So this lap should be even faster. Runs nice and close through there. Remember, this is 7th. This car's starting 7th because of the reliability factor, so it's unfortunate because this would be pole, but it's not going to be. A 156.9 is just insanely fast around here, and this car's only got like 150 kilowatts of power. It's not that powerful, but it's certainly fast here. I don't know what it is about this car. Massive jump. We need to keep an eye on the fastest speed up the straight, because I actually didn't look at that last time, and I want to know how it compares to the Renault. See if the Renault is actually the fastest car up the straight. So we go through this fast left-hander up the straights, already at 100k an hour. Surely it's faster than the Renault. Yep, there's 130. So yeah, has about another 5 or 6k an hour on the Renault alone. Nice slide up through there. And this lap, I think, is going to be even faster. Kind of ran a little bit wide there. Tracked kind of funny. It's hit the wall. Porsche has hit the wall on the third last corner. It's got damage to the left front. Still going to finish, but it was on for a really good lap. It ran wide up the top. There we go. A 156.922 for Porsche number 3. So that is a fantastic time from the second Porsche car. Now we'll put this one on and have a look at the... Yeah, so this is how the guards are meant to be on the Porsche, but the other ones are broken for some reason. This is number 3 Porsche. Is away, and I'll just update the lap record. Lap record of a 156.922 Porsche. Porsche 33 sets the lap record. Up through this little staircase bit. Number 3 Porsche looks quite nice. We're right on board as it goes through this last little set of chicanes. Oh, a bit wild through there. Gets off the corner nicely. Gets the apex well. Turns it well. Quite slow that section for some reason, like 35k an hour. Again there, 34k an hour. This is the bit that the Porsche is really good at. It's fast corners. And this car just seems to have so much more grip than any other car. Again, up to 134 kilometers an hour. Turns it left, swings it right, gets it sideways nicely. Comes up over the stop sign at 1 minute 40. Down into the braking. Didn't run it right up onto the right hand side of the track like the other Porsche did in the last lap. Gets through there well, and a 157.1, 2/10 slower than the number 33 Porsche in its first run. So this Porsche ran quite wide just then. This race tomorrow is going to be good. We've got fast cars at the back of the grid. Remember, this number 3 Porsche, like it's starting. Well, that's ninth. It's got to start ninth, and it's the second fastest car out on the track at the moment. Well, it ran quite wide there, but got it turned in nicely. Comes up now over the jump, lands it well, turns it right, gets on the power. So let's have a look. Remember, it was a minute 20 when the BMW got to this speed hump. This car, a minute 12. If you get here and you're under a minute 20, you're doing well. Like, this Porsche is so good, and I don't know. This was just, I randomly made it. Went, yeah, we'll make a Porsche. Random engine size, random everything, and it's incredible. I don't understand, but it slides so well through there. This is going to be even faster this lap. This here might be the lap record. Can the number 3 Porsche take the lap record from the number 33 Porsche? We can just get through these last couple corners well. That wasn't done well, and it cost it lots of time. That last corner hurt the car. But a minute 57.172. So we just sort of reorganize this bottom section. This is what we're left with. So 7th Porsche, 8th McLaren, 9th Porsche, 10th BMW, 11th Fell, and 12th Renault. We have 2 more cars to go, and they are my cars, my 5 racing cars. So we'll just, which ones are they? This one here, number 43, will be out first when it eventually loads. Here we go, we're off for the final 2 cars. Final 2 cars. My cars, they're not fantastic. I'm definitely not gonna beat this 203 or this 204, but if they could be in front of the BMW and in front of the Volvo, that would be great. But just gonna have to see. I think they can do about a 206 around here. Up through the set of staircases quite nicely. I think this car's quite fast here, it's just not fast anywhere else really. Seems to slow down a lot to be able to turn itself. Don't really know why. So BMW was a minute 20 over the speed hump. 5 racing car, minute 20 over the speed hump. BMW set a time of 2:07. We'll just have to see up the straight. What can it do in terms of a top speed? Almost maxing out. Oh no, that's right. It's got 3 gears. Only just gets into 3rd gear at 116k an hour. This car's definitely not in the same league at all as the Porsche. Oh, big slide in the second last corner. Down through the last little bit. And it's going to be a slow lap of a minute 9.047. So a minute 9 puts it like at the bottom of the first section. If we could find a little bit more time, that would be fantastic. up the front straight. Up the hill, down into the alleyways. So I'm sorry that this video is a bit long, but it takes a while to get through quite a lot of cars qualifying. So it'd be great if people are still watching about now, but I doubt they are. Over the jump. So another thing is, like, some of these cars have done fastest laps on their first lap, and that's interesting because the race is 5 laps long. So hang on a second. So it depends. I don't know if they're going to get faster and faster or slower, or the race is going to be interesting. Hopefully not too many cars get taken out and then it's just sort of like 3 cars putting around the track. Porsche is absolutely miles in front, dominating everyone, but you never know. We're going to have to wait and see, but should be a good race anyway. So I think this time 5 racing cars about a second and a half up on last lap. Again, big slide in the second last corner. Costs it way too much time. Down the final hill and across the line. For 208.438. Which puts it right the way down the bottom. So we'll just organize this a little bit so this BMW's got a drop. So we've got one more car to go, which is the Fife Racing car number 5. This one here, same car as the number 43. The final car. I know it's taken a while, but we're finally getting somewhere. So we'll get up the grid so far. So we've got McLaren on pole, Toyota second, Volvo third, BMW fourth, Fife Racing, then probably Fife Racing again, Porsche, McLaren, Porsche, BMW first, and Renault round out the field. Field of now 12 cars set for a fantastic race on Thursday. What can this Fife Racing car do? Will it just be horrible and slow, or will it actually be able to get onto or in front of this BMW time? Gets through that corner quite well. Up the hill now. Just doesn't have pace up the hill. All over the place. So again, about the same benchmark once we get to there as the other Fife Racing car. That was very, very sideways. So was that. Sitting here shaking my head at this car because I don't know how it's so bad. 2 minutes 9.969. Alright, on for the flying lap. Gets in there nicely through that second little bit. Gets through there nicely. Quite slow there, uses all of the track. Runs right up the left hand side of the road. Gets the apex well. Turns in, that's quite slow through there and a little bit of a slide when the wheel just touched the gutter. Yeah, the other side of the alleyway. I don't know where the Porsche gets so much of its speed from, but it's just so fast. Over the jump. Round the right-hander at the high rise. This is the last car for qualifying for race 7. Race 7 out of 10. The season is almost over. Well, it's not really. Yes, still got 4 weeks to go. Through the fast left. 60k an hour up the hill. Gets to 100, 110, 116 is top speed, then changes gear. This is a good lap so far, as long as it doesn't blow it across here. That was alright. It wasn't great, but it wasn't too bad. Big slide through there again. Hangs onto it, doesn't have to back out of it too much. This might be a decent lap. 208.14. 0.140, so the number 5 Fife Racing jumps that number 43 Fife Racing, but certainly not great. So this is the field: McLaren number 4, number 25 Toyota, number 14 Volvo, number 8 BMW, 5 Fife Racing, 43 Fife Racing, 33 Porsche with the new lap record. Checks put to this. Lap record. McLaren number 55, Porsche number 3, only 0.2 off of the lap record. BMW 88, first 92, and Renault number 9 in 12th place. See you on Thursday for the race. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and all that. And I will see you on Thursday.